Sid Meier's Civilization 7. After 8 long years, Firaxis has come through with the grand return of the king of 4X. Except when it launched, it didn't feel quite like the king. It felt more like the guy who says, "Trust me, bro," about a goofy experimental build before ruining your entire multiplayer lobby. The UI was beyond cooked. It looked like it was made with the express purpose to show a ton of stuff, but very little useful information. Even on deity difficulty, the AI was still borderline brain dead. Game options were mega limited, including the lack of huge maps or true start locations, no observer mode, no worthwhile Civilopedia, and I could go on, but I'll spare you. The largest sin of the developers, for my part, was the lack of mod support on release, especially with built-in Steam Workshop integration.
Unforgivable.
But not to worry, they have been hard at work over at Firaxis. We've had 3 major updates so far, and only 5.5 months after release, they have graciously bestowed upon us Steam Workshop support. Clap it up for the absolute bare minimum, lads. So now that we've had some time, a few patches, and mods have started rolling in, surely this is where Civ 7 will redeem itself, right? Civ 6 was borderline on release, and nowadays they've got 30-some thousand players every single day. Well, today we're going to jump into a massive Earth map, complete with true start locations thanks to the newly christened workshop. Let's see if Civ 7 players are still huffing that copium, or if Firaxis has finally understood the assignment. You're gonna have to bear with me. It only allows me to have 6 civs on the entire map. I tried to space them out, obviously, and make them somewhat reasonable. A couple of them are incorrect. Like, I know that Pachuti or whatever is a Cusco guy, but they just don't exist in this game, even though he's in the game. So we're going with the Mayans. Same thing over here. I got Amina acting as Aksum, just because Zazao or whatever, the nation that she was a leader of, doesn't exist in the game. A few mods installed, but nothing that should affect gameplay, and the AI will take over for me playing as Augustus here in Rome. Stoked to finally have a real world map. I don't actually know if there is a way to see the whole world like you could in Civ 6. Wouldn't surprise me. There's a lot of features that are very different, but if you do know, please make sure you leave a comment below. I'm happy to learn more things about this game so I can not be as much of a dum-dum. Regardless, I have things like Mount Vesuvius here. We've got disasters cranked all the way up to catastrophic. Hopefully that makes for some interesting gameplay outcomes. We have Augustus, we have Hatshepsut, we have Tecumseh over here as the Mississippians. As I had mentioned, we have Pachuti over here in the Incans. No, actually, he should be the Incans, but he's actually the Mayans because Firaxis. We have Amina in Aksum over in the Horn of Africa. Again, not correct for her, but her nation doesn't exist in this game. And of course, good old Confucius as the Han in China, who does surprisingly exist in Civ 7 on release. They all have their real starts or true starts here, and so we should see some interesting early conflicts, but they all should have at least some room to grow. Plenty of continent here in the south, for example, and Africa, all of Asia essentially for the Han. So hopefully things will be good. I know there's some mechanic where they're going to be like changing civs. Definitely not a fan of that literally at all, but you know, we're going to take what we can get here. And now that I'm thinking of it, some of the civs actually may exist just in later ages. Is that how this works? I don't like that at all. Either way, all I have to do is click this button down here and things are just going to go. Roma is founded. You're going to see Waset is founded. We've got Aksum founded, and then we're also looking at Cahokia and Baak down here in the south. We have a couple of city-states that are popping out very early on. We've got these guys. We have the Etruscans over here in Iberia. We've got Sunuraxi over here in like Bahrain. Or is this supposed to be Hormuz? That's probably supposed to be Hormuz, yeah? I don't know. Obviously, you're going to have some limitations on the map. They can't make it too big. Painted Rock over here. We've got what I assume is Aztecs over in like Crimea, Ukraine, Russia area. So yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on some of this stuff. 50 turns in, we've got Ravenna over here in Greece. 2 more cities for the Mississippians. And then I'm not actually sure. I think that this means that these guys are a city-state that is under the control of Tecumseh. That's my assumption. We have a similar situation over here in China with Confucius. They also have Chengdu and this Huaiyang. I'm going to pronounce everything wrong, so don't even expect that from me. Aksum surprisingly has 4 cities doing incredibly well, and I believe that they may actually be at war with these guys. I don't actually know how to check. Regardless, Egypt has 2 cities, 13 and 4, but it looks like Aksum just outskills them in every way. So we're probably going to see Egypt get eaten up by Aksum if I had to guess. Only 1 city over here for Pachuti, so maybe they can make something happen. They are very much isolated here, but we've got mountainous grasslands over here in Hanuhapu. Looks like it might erupt, so that might not be good for them. Oh, okay, so things are really picking up now. We've got a bunch of volcanoes looking to erupt, but aside from that, we've Aqualia and Degenet or whatever stolen from the Egyptians by the Romans. Definitely something we're going to keep an eye on. That means that Wasit over here is the only city that the Egyptian Empire has left, so they are probably going to be the first civ to get wiped out. We haven't seen any more cities hopping in here for Amina in the Aksumite Empire, but the cities are growing. 21 pops, 11 pops, 10 pops. Like they're doing well. Over here in their splendid isolation, China's just chilling. They're actually not doing a whole lot. Very like low pops, all things considered. I don't really know why Confucius is not doing a whole lot, but I mean that might have something to do with his play style. North America though, man, he is Tecumseh. He's taking control. He's got Mobilian, which is like a garbage city. I don't know why you'd make a city right there. But then Choctaw over here. Isn't this like where Montreal is, I think? I think St. Lawrence is right here. I believe this is Montreal. I could be wrong. Either way, pops are crazy. 24 is nuts. 24 is so good. 15, 11. So the first 3 cities are all just absolutely killing it. Meanwhile, in the south, we do have our second, the Chichen Itza over here in Mexico City. So that's kind of funny. But look at that. 29 pops. That is wild. 29 is actually the highest number of pops. So I said something about him not building up enough, but maybe these seed tiles are providing quite a bit of food that is being worked to grow that pop. So, hey, maybe that's the strat, right? Have a couple of seed tiles. I wouldn't know. I don't play this game. I'll be honest with you. But if you have situations that you'd be interested in checking out, or if you have like a suggestion of something I should check out, I'm very much more than willing to learn a little bit more about the game. I just loaded in after it was released, played a little bit, and was just like, this is literally just inferior to Civ 6 in like every single way, and it just never clicked for me. That's the major thing. Oh, okay, so things are actually heating up over here in the New World. We've got cities in North America from the Mayans, and Koba over here, dangerously close to a Mayan city, as is this Copan. But up in the north here, we've got a Mayan city right in the heart. So Tecumseh lost the city. I don't actually know how that happens. I mean, clearly they're still at war. At least there's a bunch of injured troops around here. So we very well may be seeing a pretty large scale war going on over here, because Lord knows there's a lot of pops over in these two nations. Not like in China. Low pops in China. Historically accurate, right? We do have a 4th city with 4 pops. Confucian is just chilling. Bing chilling. But the big one that I'm looking at here is Degenet, completely destroyed. Looks like they went to war with Aksum, took a city from Aksum with a bit of devastation going on over here. And yeah, I mean, I don't really know how that happened. They're just like snaking, giving a big hug to Egypt. Now they have 3 cities that border them. But 31 pops just chilling here in Wasit. So who knows? Maybe they'll still make it through, but I doubt it. 34 in Ba'ak is insane though. 34. I don't know what are good numbers in this game, but 34 sounds like a lot. 31. Down here we got 25. Though Rome doesn't actually have a whole lot of pops compared to the other civs, so we'll see. I mean, overall they have more pops than like Egypt, but per city it's not that high. But it is crazy to see Aksum falling like that. I thought that they were going to be a shoo-in to just dominate, but they don't seem to want this land over here. I feel like there's probably some good land to settle. Maybe not a lot of food. That's probably what the issue is. Need more food. Oh man, I guess it is Africa. Oh, okay. So we are moving in, and turns out we do actually have more civs. So the civs are locked to time, to ages. Yeah, man, that's whack. That's really whack. I don't like that at all. So the Romans have to choose a new civ? They have to? I mean, there's only one that makes sense. I'm sure some Rumabus will get mad about this one. Yeah, I'm sorry. This lady has a nice voice, but she's no Boromir, and I don't think you could replace Sean Bean. It's just, it doesn't make sense. It's inappropriate in my opinion. And I don't mean to just be hating on stuff. Please don't take it that way. I have no strong opinions about this game. It just, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't quite click for me like Civ 6 did. Oh, sheesh. Okay, yeah. It doesn't look like it clicks for other people though either. Looking at the Steam charts here, I'm just over here making bad business decisions like you do. So we got Augustus is Bulgaria, Hatshepsut is Songhai, Shawnee and Tecumseh still makes sense. Pachuti took Inca, so that makes sense. Amina is the Abbasids, and then Confucius is Ming. So at least some of them make sense, maybe a little bit. Songhai not so much, but you know, we'll take what we can get, I guess. Oh, it looks like Wasset here is about to fall to the Romans. Well, maybe in due time. They're beating up on it. Yeah, we'll probably see that happen. Oh, it fell to the Aksum Empire. Oh, okay. Yeah, things are still seemingly pretty chill over here, though it does look like Cusco has become the capital of these guys rather than Baak. So I'm not really sure how that works. These guys move their capital way over here. Probably a smart move, but 34 pops is still pretty crazy to have right on a border province with your main rival. Aksum is putting some cities up over here in like the non-Horn of Africa with Baghdad, their capital, over here in like Libya. But how about Matara down here in like the Congo? Roman city or Bulgarian city in the Congo. And Damascus over here, the Umayyads city of Damascus. But Aksum is over here into India. We've got Zabid over here. I can want to say Aksum. It's not Aksum. Amaya. I guess you got to call it by the civs now. I don't know, man. I don't like this. Call me like a bitter clinger, but like I can't get over it. It's hard. Either way, Jinyang over here in Nippon and Istanbul city hanging out over here in, you know, Mongolia. Very interesting. So we have a colony in Malaysia for Tecumseh. And we've got some reverse Alaska, like from Alaska. The Incans jumped over here and got Vilkawaman, as well as whatever this city is, right next to Stockholm. So there you go. Meanwhile, nobody's interested in any of the lands over here. It does look like Amina may be looking to settle France or the British Isles, but the fact that there's literally no settlements here yet is pretty strange. But golly, pops are definitely starting to balloon here. We got 31, 33, 34, 32. Meanwhile, Roma, 34 and 34 over here in their capital of Preslav. You know, Preslav, the city of Arabia, right? Taiwan has Hangzhou over here, and Amina has settled Azov, apparently. So yeah, we are definitely seeing some pretty goofy looking changes, and I'm a fan of it. I do like the kind of randomness of it. I do like that. I'm curious how it works compared to 6 with like loyalty, because it used to be basically the farther away you got from your border, the lower your loyalty gain was. So then like cities would defect, and it was kind of annoying, but it also was like a balance against just, you know, building random cities halfway across the map for no reason. And the game crashed in the end of the age of exploration. So I'm going to call it here. Based on my experience right now, do I recommend Civ 7? Absolutely not. This does not seem fun at all. But what do you guys think? Civ 6 on the channel? Let me know in the comments down below. I just recently started a day job, so YouTube is much more for funsies than it used to be, and I can afford to maybe not be super serious and worried about making too much money on every video, which is definitely a blessing. I'm excited to get back to having fun on the channel. So let me know what you want to see in the next video in the comments down below, and don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel for more. I appreciate you watching all the way to the end. I'll see you in the next one.